AITA for kicking my BIL out of my house for asking this question in front of my friends? My F31 brother-in-law, Tim, M30, lost his wife 8 months ago. To be honest, we aren't close. Never been close due to his brutal honesty, and his hurtful remarks to me all the time. He stopped paying rent for his former apartment because he doesn't work and asked to move in with me and my husband. I had reasons to say no. One of them is that I'm taking care of my 5-month-old son. It's hard, but with Tim's constant requests like cooking for him, cleaning his room, and fixing stuff for him, it's times 10 harder. I tried to be graceful and suck it up, but he's become annoying, constantly commenting on my weight. Saying things like, "Are you comfortable looking like that?" Or, "Wow, you've changed so much since you had the baby." It's annoying, but my husband asked me to let it go since Tim is grieving and isn't thinking rationally. Yesterday was the final straw. I had my best friends over for the first time after my son was born. We were in the living room chatting while Tim was asleep. He sleeps till 4 p.m. He showed up later and sat with us and started taking part in the conversation. We were talking about being busy all day and he interrupted me and asked, "So when are you planning on losing that baby weight? I guess you should take advantage of the last month of summer and get in shape before it's too late." I was in shock and dismay, and embarrassed by my friends going radio silence like that. He doubled down by looking at me waiting for an answer. I bluntly said, "Actually, I'm not planning on losing any baby weight anytime soon, unfortunately. But I am, however, planning on losing some dead weight that is you and your never-ending demands all day every day while I'm trying to care for my newborn." He told me to chill, but I got up from the couch and said I couldn't put up with this anymore and he had to pack and leave. He didn't think I was serious, but then head upstairs and called his brother. My husband came home after my friends left and called me ridiculous for kicking his grieving brother out over a question he asked. I said he embarrassed me in front of my friends and that I was done catering to his demands from cooking, cleaning while trying to care for my infant with no sleep nor self-care for myself, and this is how he treats me? He agreed, but said kicking Tim out would be cruel, nuclear and unnecessary since we can work this out differently. I refused to discuss it, said he had to go. I gave him 2 days to find a place to stay, and my husband is convincing me I was making a mistake and should have some empathy towards Tim and his situation as a new widower. Besides that, it's my husband's home too, so I can't make this decision alone. Did I overreact here? Edit. Answering some questions. A. Why I keep cleaning Tim's room and do stuff for him? Because he doesn't do it himself. He leaves everything messy and has no problem sleeping in a filthy room with food and clothes thrown around. B. Why isn't my husband helping? Because my husband works full-time, but he does his share of chores at home, and being new parents, we're more stressed and exhausted than any other time. C. Is Tim always like this? Yes. Even with his own wife. Though her death was so devastating for him he couldn't talk for a week because of the trauma. But this is his character, and yes, I shouldn't act surprised now, but given the fact I'm helping him out, then I expected some form of appreciation. Why are you catering to a grown man? Why is your husband okay with it? NTA. You are the one home with him all day. If your husband wants to babysit his brother, let them get a place together and do that. Your husband needs to pull something out of his other area and see what is being done to you. NTA. But the first mistake made here was your husband not putting a stop to the unnecessary comments in the first place. Grieving man doesn't entitle him to talk to you about your weight. Grief does not equal rude or tactless. He was this way before his wife passed. So no excuses. NTA, he can find somewhere else to mooch and insult people. What an ass. PS. Suggested script if he stays. Tim. Wow. When are you gonna lose that baby weight? You. I don't know. When are you going to get a job? Save some money? Live on your own like a big boy? Tim. Gets angry. You. Dude, chill. NTA. Since Tim is grieving and isn't thinking rationally. Grieving is not an excuse to be an asshole. Especially not to the person who does the most to make sure his needs and unreasonable demands are taken care of. I commend you for trying to deal with this as long as you have, but you are already taking care of a baby. You don't need another child in your house right now. It's time for you to put your foot down. NTA. Tim is being a dick. And why on earth does he expect you to cook and clean for him? He's an adult and he should be doing that for himself. He doesn't work. He lives with you for nothing and he can't even flick a duster around or make some lunch. I'm tempted to suggest his wife faked her own death to get away from him. If he stays, he needs to do his share. NTA. You are not overreacting. If anything, your husband is underreacting. He should have put a stop to that immediately. Brutal honesty equals, I have no fucking filter on my mouth and it's a perverse point of pride for me. NTA. NTA. But if I were you, I'd be evaluating the people near and dear to you. 1. Your husband shouldn't have let him disrespect you in the first place with not only his rude comments, but his cooking and cleaning demands. The misogyny is strong with this 1.2. Your friends shouldn't have gone radio silent. No hate. Though. Not everyone's confrontational. But I would have rolled up my sleeves if that happened to my friend lol. Anyways. This dude sounds like a middle schooler that is actually attracted to you, so tries to knock down your self-esteem so that you think maybe he's all you deserve. Sorry about the loss of his wife. But being an asshole widower doesn't make the asshole part any less prominent. Absolutely NTA. I get that he's grieving. But having a new baby is a huge life adjustment too. What exactly does Tim contribute to the household? Surely if he's that stressed about your baby weight, he could be cooking healthy meals for you. Your husband is also a bit tall. How is he helping you during this period of adjustment? Your husband doesn't seem to realize that this is more than one question and needs to decide if his priority is his brother or his wife and child. NTA. You're not his slave. He seems to have some sort of God complex where he thinks the world revolves around him. Kicking him out was the reality check he needed. WTF NTA. Fuck these men trying to calm down an irrational woman. I hate this kind of stuff so much. What is your husband thinking? Letting you be a mother to his grown-ass brother? Nope. I would have kicked his ass out too. Husband would be a close second. Good for you for standing up and having self-respect. NTA. It sounds like you had the same problem with him before his wife died. So I'm not putting much weight on the grieving widower excuse. NTA. Who the fuck moves in with someone B.C. they don't have a job and expect to be pampered? Dude needed to be kicked to the curb the moment he didn't know how to pitch in around the house. NTA. This man is not acting like someone grieving about a loss. He is acting like he scored a rule-free area to act as childish as he likes and get away with it. It's been 8 months. I understand that healing takes time, but his comments and such lead me to believe he is past it already and just milking the situation. He needs to start doing his own thing at this point. NTA. To quote the timeless wisdom of Jay from The Inbetweeners, I didn't like him when he was well. I didn't like him when he was sick, and I don't like him now he's getting better. Your Bill was always a rude dick. He's not acting this way because he's in grief. He's doing it because that's who he is. And apparently I missed the stage of grieving that involves being a rude, entitled body shaming little prick to the woman who is generously trying to care for you in your time of need. If your husband wants to support his brother so much he can help him pay rent somewhere else, your happiness and sanity is not an acceptable trade-off for his brother being supported even at a time like this. NTA. Tim leaves. Are you leave? Seriously. Your husband is disrespecting you by allowing this to continue. There's grieving and there is using. He crossed the line a while ago. NTA. Tim is in awe and is taking advantage, and your husband is letting him. It's been 8 months. He has to be forced to move on with life at some point. He needs to be kicked into gear. Grief is hard, but you can't sit in it forever. Kick his ass out. NTA. You are being taken advantage of at a vulnerable time when your caring efforts should be directed at your newborn, yourself, and maybe your husband if he ever grows a pair. Not your unemployed mooching thoughtless Bill. If anyone says you are being unkind in throwing him out, point out he is welcome to stay with them. That should shut them up. NTA. You just had a baby and your husband is more concerned about taking care of his brother than putting that nurturing attitude towards his child and wife. IDK if you do. But what if you have PPD and he's letting his brother talk to you like that? Your husband shouldn't even be allowing his brother to talk to you like that in general. Your husband needs to get his priorities in check because he's been doing nothing but make excuses for his brother's behavior. His brother wasn't grieving 2 years ago before his wife passed away, so there is no excuse. He's just an ass. Grieving or not. Your husband isn't doing his job protecting his family, so unfortunately you had to take action. You have nothing to feel bad about. NTA. But your husband is for allowing Tim to speak to you in that way and not jumping straight in to defend you. Whatever happens, you fired Tim a full warning shot. And also, why isn't he looking for work? I lost my husband last year, and honestly, keeping myself busy has been crucial to my mental health. He needs to do the same.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.